Our next keynote address would be Dr. Jacinta. Please, as she comes forward, let us appreciate her. She's going to speak to us on... I'm not happy. This applause is not enough. Is it because it's educator? She's coming to speak to us about education. I don't like it. I'm a teacher. I have to represent her. Let's do a clap. Another one. Another bigger one. Another bigger ones. Thank you very much. You're welcome, Dr. Jacinta.
Thank you very much, my professional colleague. It is afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I am asked to introduce myself fully. Maybe because the MC seems, maybe my name looks foreign to him. I'm Dr. Jacinta Ametepe Ogboso. I am a teacher. I didn't want to say I was a teacher. I am a teacher because I'm still in the teaching profession. And I'm a motivational speaker. I said I'm a teacher because I have taught at all levels of education, from the kindergarten, at least to master's level. I never supervised PhD. And I've left the institution to a regulatory body, still in the Federal Ministry of Education. That is why I say I'm still a teacher. I am currently the Director, Certification and Licensing of Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria. I want to appreciate deeply Engineer Tongston. Seriously, I don't know if I should apologize. Sorry, my time has not started counting. Until today, I came here, I knew you were the CEO. He has been coming to my office. He brought invitations, the letters, and later the invitation himself. I never knew he was the person inviting me for his program. I thought he was, working with the person. Even did I engage him the last visit? I was talking to, did I know I say your boss? And you didn't tell me he's the boss. Please pardon me. And I hope I did not in any way, treat you like, not being the boss. So thank you very much. Yes, the topic before me is harnessing demand-driven education sector for the future of Nigeria. And I feel that this is a very apt topic. And this summit is very timely, especially now that we are unburdened, the nation is unburdened with, high rate of unemployment. And everybody is looking for solutions. And a lot of people are asking for entrepreneurship. And when I got this topic, I wouldn't tell you lies, I didn't have much time. When the invitation came, I was busy because we are also organizing our national conference for professional teachers, and I was deeply involved. So I got the letter, but I didn't look at it until weeks after. And I found it very interesting and something worth doing something about. And so I have to start by letting us to remind ourselves what we already know. We've been talking about education. What is education? We say education is a purposeful activity directed at achieving certain aims, such as transmitting knowledge or fostering skills and character traits. These aims may include development of understanding, rationality, kindness, honesty, and whatever the intention is. In Nigeria, we have always said that education is the bedrock of national development. This implies that the development of any nation depends on education. And we often say that no nation can rise above the quality of its education system, implying that it is the kind of education system we give or bequeath to our children, to our citizens, that depends on the kind of human capital we will have, and that will depend on the quality of knowledge and skills they will have and the extent to which it will affect the development of the economy of the nation. Education brings transformation of a nation by equipping the citizen with the requisite knowledge, competencies, techniques, and skills that make them more functional and effective to contribute to the development of the nation. This is corroborated by Tornado and Smith, that says that human capital development is considered a necessary condition for development and the only route to economic progress and prosperity. It is education that transforms the society's army of human resources into human capital development. Therefore, any society that is incapable of developing its citizens and make them functional to bring about transmission in the economy will not be able to develop anything at all in that economy. In line with the above, education empowers learners with knowledge, skills, values, attitudes to be resilient, adaptable, and it prepares them for uncertain futures while contributing to human and national well-being and sustainable development. That brings us to remind ourselves of the objectives, goals, missions, and visions of the Nigerian education system. The Nigerian National Policy on Education stipulated the objectives of the education to include inculcation of consciousness and national unity, inculcation of the right values and attitudes for the survival of the individuals and the society, training of mind and understanding of the world around, and I want to emphasize it, the acquisition of appropriate skills and development of mental, physical, and social abilities, competencies as equipment for the individual to live and contribute to the development of the society. Similarly, the goal we know to build a free and democratic society, and the vision is for Nigeria to become an economy model, developing sound education for good, for the public, or the good of the public. The mission is to use education as the tool for fostering development of all the citizens. In recognition of this, the Nigerian government established the education system that must prepare and equip the citizens to effectively contribute to national development. Therefore, the education that is given must be able to build the capacity of its citizens with requisite knowledge, skills, and competencies to drive the country's mission. Also, the ministerial strategic plan of this current government has the intention of articulating a pathway to reposition Nigeria's education sector to effectively play its central role in national reform and in achieving developmental agenda set by its present administration. So it's promised and prepared a roadmap to the education sector. In the 10 developmental pillars this present government has set, the ones for the education sector focuses on 3 result areas: access, quality, and system strengthening. An effort is being made through this to achieve the goals and objectives of education in Nigeria. Now let's look at Nigerian education and the impact it has on the economic development of the nation. The importance of human capital and education in the economic growth of the country or any country has been revealed in the returns that accrue from the various forms of basic education trainings, research, and capacity building in some developed countries such as US and UK. The Nigerian 6334 system, or we call it 934 system of education, is expected to serve as a life-oriented education that will prepare graduates at every level with life skills such as reflection, interpersonal skills, critical thinking, problem-solving skills that will make them functional and useful to themselves, their families, and the entire society. For instance, the university education and curriculum is structured to prepare its graduates to contribute towards national development and to develop entrepreneurs to create employment and boost economic growth. The colleges of education to prepare their graduates to become competent teachers that will implement and impart this expected knowledge and skills to their graduates. And also, the polytechnics to provide the technical training, skill acquisition that equip graduates to contribute to industrial and economic development of the country. I think the vision and the steps and the policies have been put in place. However, we are looking at how they are working. The expectations were there and the systems were created. The different levels of education have what they are expected to do. But the problem is, are they achieving the purposes for which they were set up? So the success and how much the educational goals and objectives have been achieved can be determined by the impact it has in driving economic growth and development through human capital development. How much the sector has addressed the wealth of people with required skills and technological know-how to create a self-sustaining economy is what will give us the result of how much the system, the goals. The system has achieved the goals, the vision, and the mission. So despite numerous efforts by successive governments in Nigeria to make education achieve its objectives and goals, there seems to be a gap between the expectations and the results in terms of human capital and economic development. Due to instability in governance in the country since it gained independence, the country has not been able to successfully implement a set of education policy. We are aware of the regional differences in quality, the curriculum, in funding, because education is said to be on the concurrent list. One of the major complaints employers have with the current education system is the disconnect between what the content that is taught in the classroom and the experience required to successfully function effectively in the world of work or required to get a job. And this has left many youths unemployed. As observed by Marketer 2015 in his study on education, employability, and crisis of unemployment in Nigeria, he said the Nigerian educational system has not been able to equip the students with skills that should make them employable. Hence, he recommended entrepreneurial education as a pathway for making Nigerian graduates employable. And I think that is what Engineer Tongston is trying to emphasize on. Youth unemployment has been linked with the quality of the products of Nigerian education. The prevailing complaint, as I said earlier, is that Nigerian graduates lack the required skill for labor market and employers find them inadequately equipped by their education for the job market. This has been attributed to the claim that the curriculum for the different levels of education in Nigeria is outdated and no more relevant, and that the Nigerian university curriculum seems to be more content-oriented than outcome-driven. Also, that there is no collaboration between the industries, labor market, and the Nigerian institutions of learning. Others include lack of emphasis on entrepreneurship in school curriculum, lecturers not possessing the current knowledge. Their knowledge is often said to be obsolete, some of them, skills and knowledge impacted are not marketable enough to inspire confidence in students after graduation. The quality training not synchronizing with the situations of the society. Of course, you cannot give what you don't have.